Now, your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. An overnight fire in Old Town destroyed a local woodworking shop, and members of that community are already stepping up to support that local business.
Bren's Woodworks caught fire around midnight on Tuesday, destroying the entire shop and inventory. Owner Brendan Gassaway announced on social media that along with the building, a trailer and plow that were near the structure were also lost. Old Town Fire Captain Matt Redding says by the time crews arrived, the building was already up in flames.
Yesterday, we spent some time out there investigating the fire, trying to figure out even just as much as an area of origin, like what part of the building the fire started in. And we're not even able to determine that because everything was so uniformly destroyed.
And after conducting their investigation, Redding says the cause was still undetermined, though they know it was accidental in nature. There has already been a significant amount of community support. Gassaway's friends have put together a GoFundMe page that has already raised more than $8,000. The money will go towards rebuilding the shop and redeveloping all the inventory lost in that fire. Gassaway also said on social media that with some help from the community, his business should be up and running within the next couple weeks.
Well, a Brewer man has been indicted for attempted murder. The Penobscot County grand jury indicted 33-year-old Brandon Rigo on several other charges as well, including kidnapping, aggravated assault, domestic violence, terrorizing with a dangerous weapon, and 2 counts of domestic violence assault. Officials with the Penobscot County District Attorney's Office say in one instance during January of this year, Rigo allegedly held a gun to his girlfriend and forced her to take a large number of pills with the intention of making her overdose. 20-year-old Dustin Gagnon of Brewer was also indicted. Crews were called to a fire on Greenwood Drive in Brewer in March. When they arrived, they found heavy smoke and fire in the kitchen. Everyone made it out safely. Gagnon was indicted for aggravated reckless conduct and terrorizing.
The Islesboro Central School boys varsity basketball coach has been indicted on a child pornography charge. The Maine State Police Computer Crimes Unit received a cyber tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They say the cyber tip led them to 33-year-old Joshua Pedrick of Searsport, who served as the Islesboro basketball coach this past season. Waldo County Assistant District Attorney Rosemary Guimarães stated that the Maine State Police tracked multiple images of minors being sexually exploited to Pedrick's computer. According to the Waldo County Correctional Facility, Pedrick is currently out on bail. A dispositional conference is scheduled for June.
A public hearing today focused on a bill that proposes an amendment to Maine's Constitution. LD 1953 would establish a parental bill of rights. The bill was introduced by Representative Jennifer Poirier of Skowhegan. She says the bill is designed to give Maine voters the right to have a public discussion of whether parents or the state should have the say on the education and upbringing of children.
LD 1953 establishes into our Constitution a parental right to raise our children how parents see fit with their own core values and beliefs. Under this amendment, parents have the fundamental right to educate their children, to care for their children, and to raise their children, while still giving the state authority to protect children when necessary.
The Maine School Board Association and Maine School Superintendents Association have come out against the legislation. They say there are already written policies in place to promote the rights of parents to partner with schools.
Board members should promote parental involvement and engage in the education of their children by monitoring their child's learning progress, reviewing homework, discussing concerns with the appropriate staff member in school, and joining the PTO or volunteering at school.
16 states have a parental bill of rights in their statutes. Maine could be the first to have one in its constitution.
The Joint Standing Committee on Health and Human Services held a work session today on a bill to bolster child care services. LD 1726, which is titled An Act to Build Maine's Economy by Supporting Child Care for Working Families, would double the monthly $200 wage stipend for child care employees. The proposed bill would also expand eligibility for child care subsidies, making programs more accessible to working families. Senator Marianne Moore, who is in favor of the bill, says increased access to child care would be greatly beneficial for Maine's working families.
We are in dire need of childcare throughout the state. Every time we turn around and we start looking at the workforce shortages, the comments made, I can't find childcare.
Under this proposal, child care assistance would also be available to families that make up to 125% of Maine's median wage. It would also require child care facilities to submit subsidy reports annually.
Well, police say a fire broke out at a home in Hallowell when a Good Samaritan jumped in to help, and members of the community are still trying to figure out who that mystery hero was.
Sylvia Katz lives just a few blocks away and wonders who rushed into danger to help.
Probably one of the neighbors that's right near the house, but I really don't know.
Hallowell Fire Chief Jim Owens wonders the same thing. He says they got a call around 10 p.m. of a house fire on Franklin Street. The fire chief says when officers arrived on scene, a Good Samaritan grabbed a ladder and with the help of an officer, got a father and his 6-year-old daughter off the roof of their burning home, who were awaiting help.
Grabbed a ladder and took these people off of a second-floor porch roof in the rear of the building.
Chief Owens says the dad and daughter had first tried to get out the front door, but the flames were too intense. The chief believes the fire may have started on this front porch. It took nearly an hour to get the fire under control and help from 7 fire departments. Owens says the Good Samaritan stepping in this case was a huge help.
It's one more thing off of my plate. When I pull up, that's the first thing I ask. Is everyone out? Yes, everyone's out. Okay.
It's nice to know that Hallowell is very safe, welcoming, and that we all look out for each other.
Chief Owens says everyone made it out safely, but the home is destroyed. But the mystery remains. Who was that Good Samaritan? Hallowell police posted this and urges anyone who knows who they are to please let them know.
We're really happy with the guy that threw the ladder, and if he'd like to be a volunteer fireman, I got an application for him.
Chief Owens says the cause of the fire is still under investigation.
That was Asia Reed reporting. Just a great act of bravery there. Well, after a longer wait than usual, Maine's ATV trails will soon be back open. Our David Ledford has more.
For the most part, come Friday, just about everybody from down south up to the county is going to be ready to go.
After a delayed start to the season, many of Maine's ATV trails will be opening on Friday, just in time for Memorial Day weekend. Maine Bureau of Parks and Lands representatives say roughly 90% of the state's trails will be available. Some Rockwood, Jackman, and Anson trails will remain closed for cleanup. Before you rev up your favorite ATV, some say it's important to remember that safety is always a priority on the trails.
Have a plan, let them know ahead of time where you're going, how long you might be gone, just like when you go hiking or anything else.
While ATV lovers may be excited to hit the trails, officials say that riders aren't out of the woods just yet, and they should be on the lookout for any remaining debris caused by flooding.
We have got them open so you can get through them, but people should be paying attention because you might be driving along on what appears to be a good road and come around a corner and find a section that is passable, but is not anywhere near as smooth.
Officials say so far this year, there have already been more than 100 reported washouts on ATV trails, with some repairs running as high as $10,000. ATV club members explained what to do if you come across serious debris.
Call the local trail master and have them come out, let them know what's down, what trail it's on, about where it's at.
Others stressed safety tips for those who head out this weekend.
We certainly want people to ride safe. And with that, usually if you have your lights on, keep your lights on for riding, watch your speed, and be considerate of landowners. All of our trails, or majority of them, are on private land.
In Milford, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All
right.
A lot of work goes into keeping those trails maintained, getting them ready for this season too. So I'm sure a lot of people really looking forward to getting out there.
Definitely anxious for that announcement, no doubt. Alrighty, folks. Well, how will the weather be looking, at least for the next few hours or so? Let's go ahead and take a first check of our forecast.
Thank you so much, Beth. Tonight's weather is brought to you by Webb's RV. Come check out the spring and summer specials we have on RVs and campers. Don't forget, we have the sharpest pencil in town. All right, folks, some overcast conditions out there today. Even some rain. Yes, rain, go away, right? But not for long. Won't be hanging out with us for that long as this heavier band of rain just continues to move on in, and it will be out very shortly. Visibilities are pretty low. Says 10 miles here in town, but it is much lower than that. Just up north Millinocket, we're looking at 2 miles. That is very, very low visibilities. Temperatures were well below what they should be for this time of year. Look at the coast. We're only looking at 50, so real sweater weather today, but much better weather will be returning. Not tonight, as we continue to cool on off. Temperatures will be in the 40s with more chances of rain. Beth?
Alrighty, Conrad, thanks so much. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, there's debate in Lemoyne over whether or not the town should host a glamping resort.
Our Devin Dagnall spoke with the project's developer and with some locals, and we'll bring you the details when we come back.
Wherever you are, whether you're ready or not, it's coming. With a purpose, with persistence, with the power to change the way you live. So you don't have to change the way you live. Generac automatic standby generators. Control your power, control your life. Visit Generac.com.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere, when you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
They've got the sharpest pencil in town. Have they just sit around that showroom figuring deals and whittling that old pencil down? They know that if you buy once, you're gonna be back. So instead of buying one, you're buying two, and that's a fact. They've got the sharpest pencil in town.
So come on down, neighbor. The coffee pot's on.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
It's the most patriotic day in racing. So we let freedom ring with the thunder of horsepower. The Coca-Cola 600, Sunday on Fox.
Hello, I'm Emma Smith, and coming up on Good Morning Maine, we'll have an update on the bill LD 1953, which is in regards to certain parental rights. Plus, we'll hear from some nurses who volunteered at the Salvation Army to help distribute meals. And it's Thursday, which means we'll have your Pet of the Week. These stories and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
A lawsuit attempting to prevent the city of Ellsworth from leasing a new police station has been dismissed. Last October, the Ellsworth City Council voted to sign a 20-year lease for a building that would become the city's new police station. After the meeting, one of the councilors then filed a lawsuit on the grounds that the council did not give the city proper notice about their decision. As of Tuesday, that case has been dismissed.
The judge found that the plaintiffs didn't have standing in order to file the suit, and he found that based on that ultimately that they didn't suffer any harm in the action that the council took.
Ellsworth City Manager Glenn Mosier, who you just heard from, says he is relieved that the case is over and is looking forward to the possibilities that that new building will bring for Ellsworth Police.
The University of Maine Board of Trustees voted Monday to approve an increased system-wide budget for the 2023-24 fiscal year. That budget includes a more than $1,000 tuition increase for in-state students and an even higher increase for UMaine students from out of state. Tuition rates were kept flat for the last 3 fiscal years and are now rising for students at all 7 UMaine campuses. UMaine President Joan Farini-Mundy says the rise in tuition and room fees is necessary to keep UMaine's R1 research status and D1 sports division, as well as connect students with world-class professors and educators. She adds that tuition increases are a last resort for funding. Vice President for Finance and UMaine's Chief Business Officer, Kelly Sparks, says students eligible for Pell Grants may not be affected by the rising prices, as their tuition could be offset.
Well, switching gears now, glamorous camping, also known as glamping, is a steadily growing industry. Now, residents of a local town are considering whether to allow the construction of a glamping resort. Devin Dagnold explains.
The project is called Clear Sky Acadia, a glamp ground with 90 domed guest units, and it's been presented to the Lemoyne Planning Board a few times over the past 6 months. Now the board has acknowledged the completion of the Glamp Grounds application.
We've met, we did a site walk recently with the planning board, and we're scheduled for public hearing on June 5th.
Clear Sky Resorts, an Arizona-based glamping company, is responsible for the project and its completion. Locally, Clear Sky Acadia is being represented by Herrick & Salisbury, the land surveying and consulting company. Stephen Salisbury of Herrick & Salisbury says he expects the public hearing to be fairly run-of-the-mill, and he's not particularly worried about opposition.
We will put on a 5-minute presentation. We typically keep them pretty short because really our energy is focused towards the planning board. They're the ones we have to convince that we've met all the criteria, and we will perform as the ordinance directs us to perform.
There are, however, those in the town who plan on attending the hearing to voice their opposition.
We don't want a campground here, Joe. Do you want a big campground in here?
Is that like that glamping thing or something?
Yeah, they'd be packed down there on the beach when you're trying to clam.
Frank E. Donnelly has been a resident of Lemoyne for over 40 years, and he thinks that a decision that could bring hundreds of people to the town should go to a vote rather than just being the decision of the town's planning board.
Most of the people have business here at a small scale, nothing as big as this. I just think it's too big of a development for the town.
The public hearing will be held on Monday, June 5th at 7 p.m. in the gymnasium of the Lemoyne Consolidated School. In Lemoyne, Devin Dagnold, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, the debt ceiling negotiations continue, but despite the lack of progress, both parties are seeming optimistic.
And it's been 1 year since the horrific mass shooting at Robb Elementary in Texas. We'll bring you an update on the families still in mourning and the criminal investigation into the police response. Those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
If you've been injured in a serious accident, the insurance company is not your friend. Don't accept their low-ball offer. Make the call to a fighter, a serious law firm with the knowledge and experience to know what your case may really be worth. Go after every dollar you are entitled to. Tell the insurance company you mean business. Call Joe, the law offices of Joe Bornstein. Maine lawyers working for Maine people.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
They needed help, so they asked for volunteers. In 24 hours, I was at the front.
And the captain said, well, we're going to be next. It'll be here in 2 minutes. We saw the torpedo coming in, and it hit us right in the middle. Big thump. but no big explosion. And all I could hear was about 1,000 whispers of, oh, thank you, God, thank you so much.
I looked at the door, and out comes all these women with those beautiful uniforms on. I think a light bulb went off in my brain because I thought, I think that would be for me.
Who is it that's still living that was in World War II? I'm one of the youngest.
Our heroes, their own words. A special rebroadcast honoring Maine's World War II veterans this Memorial Day at 8 a.m. on Fox 22.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
A day of prayer and mourning in Uvalde, Texas, where the community is marking 1 year since the deadly Robb Elementary School shooting that left 21 people dead. Fox's Brian Yennis has the story.
I have a picture of Tess on my nightstand, and I just look at it and I just tell her, Tess, give me the strength, baby girl, help me get up. Help me get up today.
1 year later, and the pain is still raw.
I don't know if we've gotten past May 20 or past that sadness, right? That somberness. But we're inching.
The community of Uvalde, Texas, still trying to make sense of why 19 students and 2 teachers were gunned down inside Robb Elementary School last year. On Wednesday, the town came together for a community prayer vigil to remember the victims. Earlier in the day, a butterfly release at a local church marked the moment gunshots were heard inside the school. Bells rang out more than 1 hour later. At the exact time, police broke into a 4th grade classroom to confront and kill the gunman. Meanwhile, more than 100 miles away, lawmakers held a moment of silence at the Texas state capitol. In Washington, President Joe Biden marked the day with a special 21-candle display at the White House.
God bless those 21 blessed souls lost to this day in Uvalde. And may God bless their families.
But in the midst of the mourning, there's also a great deal of anger and frustration. A criminal investigation into the police response to the shooting is still ongoing, with no deadline on when it will be finished. Once the investigation is complete, the Uvalde County DA will present the findings to a grand jury. In New York, Brian Yennis, Fox News.
Our hearts are certainly with those people today and every day. Plenty of finger-pointing, meanwhile, on Capitol Hill as debt ceiling negotiations drag on. But both sides remain upbeat about the chances of reaching a deal. Fox's Jackie Heinrich has more.
The president stepping out to mark the 1-year anniversary of the Uvalde school shooting.
We can't end this epidemic until Congress pass some common sense gun safety laws.
But no word on this.
Any update on the debt talks, Mr. President, please?
With 8 days left before the country is expected to run out of money. Not an hour earlier.
Kevin McCarthy's had dozens of gaggles and press conferences about this. Is that at all instructive to the president, who has been somewhat media shy, in terms of controlling the narrative here around this?
I feel strongly by saying this. The president is certainly not media shy, and the president has been very clear where he stands on what Congress should be doing.
Members of Congress talking to the president's negotiating team say Biden is keeping his team's hands tied.
What we need is a team that is fully empowered by the White House to get the thing done.
They're absolutely empowered. This is a team that the president selected himself.
The administration is signaling any deal will need to garner dozens, if not 100 or more Democratic votes, as in recent years, including under former President Trump. Progressives have more than 100 members.
Our caucus overwhelmingly in our whip count said that they would not agree to a bill that has work requirements that hurt poor people.
New Fox polling shows 57% of Americans believe Congress should increase the debt limit only if there are spending cuts. And if no deal is reached, 47% would blame President Biden, 44% congressional Republicans. As the Treasury Secretary warns the deadline isn't budging,
it seems almost certain that we will not be able to get past early June.
McCarthy points to the off-ramp.
You have to spend less than you spent last year. That's not that difficult to do.
While each side is lauding the talks as productive, they're not sharing details of any actual progress. McCarthy says that he and the negotiators will stay in town over the holiday weekend to continue things, but declined to get into specifics about what is being discussed. At the White House, Jackie Heinrich, Fox News.
Meanwhile, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis jumped into the presidential race, but the launch had its fair share of technical issues. It's not hurting the fundraising efforts, though. The campaign says in the first hour they raked in $1 million. Fox's Lauren Blanchard is in Washington with more.
The race for the 2024 GOP nomination just officially got more crowded, with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis making his long-anticipated announcement Wednesday in a historic first on Twitter Spaces without showing his face.
And we should choose a new direction, a path that will lead to American revitalization. We must restore sanity to our nation.
But it didn't go as planned. Tech issues plagued the social media platform throughout the event.
We've got just a massive number of people online, so it's servers are straining somewhat.
We had a huge audience. It was the biggest they'd ever had. It did break the Twitter space, and so we're really excited with the enthusiasm.
The DNC taking aim at the Twitter event's failure to launch, releasing this statement. In true Ron DeSantis fashion, his presidential launch was quite literally not ready for primetime. Welcome to the race for the MAGA base, Ron. Minutes before the event's planned start, DeSantis released his first campaign video.
I'm Ron DeSantis, and I'm running for president to lead our great American comeback.
But he has a long way to go. Polling shows former President Trump as the preferred nominee, with 53% of support among GOP primary voters. Behind him is DeSantis at 20%. The other contenders are in the rear view, dropping to single digits. The former president and frontrunner releasing this video taking jabs at DeSantis.
Instead of being grateful, DeSantis is now attacking the very man who saved his career.
Wednesday evening, the new campaign website for DeSantis was a single page asking for donations to help beat Biden. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Well, concerns continue tonight about scarcities of important prescription drugs. The medications are used to treat diseases spanning from mild infections to cancer. Fox's Jillian Turner reports.
The art of treating cancer should not be jeopardized by shortages.
Oncologists are ringing alarm bells about a shortage of key chemotherapy drugs. Carboplatin and cisplatin are used to treat the major cancers found in the U.S.
Ovarian, uterine, cervix cancers, cancers of the bladder, esophagus, testicles, head and neck cancers also are an important group of cancers for which this is a mainstay.
In other instances of shortages, doctors have been relying on workarounds, alternatives, or second-choice drugs. But according to the American Cancer Society, oncologists don't have that luxury.
The chemo regimens that are set up are very precise and for a reason. You really don't want workarounds with chemo or immunotherapy.
It's part of a larger crisis. About 300 drugs are in short supply across the U.S. right now. The root cause, according to a bipartisan Senate study, nearly 80% of manufacturing facilities that produce active pharmaceutical ingredients are located outside of the U.S. And 90 to 95% of generic sterile injectable drugs used for critical acute care in the U.S. rely on key starting materials from China and India.
If you want to get manufacturing back into the U.S., you want companies to have a healthy margin that they can reinvest in their manufacturing facilities to make sure that they're modern. You need to pay them to do that.
Oncology groups are banding together now to educate Washington on the problem.
We have the opportunity to be able to influence FDA and Congress and policymakers, all of whom are going to be necessary for resolution of this challenge.
The White House has called the drug shortage a national security problem and dedicated a team to working on it. But so far, meaningful solutions are also in short supply. In Washington, Jillian Turner, Fox News.
There are new details tonight about the man who drove into a security barrier near the White House. Fox's David Spunt has more.
The Missouri man accused of intentionally crashing a U-Haul truck into a security barrier near the White House appeared in federal court Wednesday. 19-year-old Sai Kandula is charged with 1 count of depredation of government property. That carries a sentence of up to 10 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000. Kandula was originally charged with assault with a dangerous weapon and threatening to kill or inflict harm on a president, vice president, or family member. Those charges now off the table. While not much is known about Kandula, charging documents reveal he flew into the D.C. metro area from St. Louis and rented a U-Haul with the intention of breaking into the White House. During questioning, he reportedly told U.S. Park Police he wanted to kill President Biden or hurt anyone who stood in his way. The incident happened while the president was inside the White House.
I can tell you that he was briefed by both the relevant agencies, if you will, law enforcement agencies who had to deal with this situation, and he's very thankful to them for their quick response on this particular issue.
While the crash caused chaos and confusion in the area Monday night, police say luckily no one was hurt. There were also no weapons or firearms found at the scene, but cameras did catch police collecting a Nazi flag as evidence. Kandula will remain in custody until his detention hearing next week. In Washington, David Spunt, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the Maine Army National Guard has a packed schedule full of community service for the month of June.
And in sports, Husson Baseball made program history over the weekend, and they're looking to only improve from there. We'll be right back.
Oh, it's huge. Grab the head right here. Grab the head.
Joe McHale.
It's on me now.
Animal Control, a full hour, Thursday on Fox.
Hi, this is Jason.
And this is Jessica from Tossie's Checkout,
a family-owned business located in Glenburn.
Inviting you to come experience that welcoming hometown feeling when you're visiting our neck of the woods.
You can always expect tasty treats,
pizza,
spirits,
familiar faces,
and quality gasoline.
With summer approaching and Pushaw Lake nearby,
we look forward to seeing your smiling faces.
Come check us out.
An Odyssey is a long journey full of adventures. And at Odyssey Auto Spa, we understand every vehicle's journey is different.
Hi, I'm Jacob Gage, and as the owner of Odyssey, I take pride in offering a full range of detailing services to keep your ride looking its best. From basic detailing to ceramic coatings, window tint to wraps, we've got you covered. Come see us at our Ellsworth location and let us help you keep your ride looking its best.
Ready to create your backyard oasis? Alexander's Professional Landscaping will work with you to create your perfect outdoor space. Work one-on-one with our landscape designer to create a unique garden to fit your family's personal aesthetics and lifestyle. Have our pros install your new lawn, deck, or patio. Schedule a consultation today by calling 573-4497. Alexander's Professional Landscaping, the way landscaping should be.
Here at the Eddington store, we have what you're craving. From Holton Dairy Farm products to our daily breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. Did I mention we have fresh cut meats? From hamburg to steaks and even fresh produce, we have what you're craving. And while you're here, don't forget your ice cream at the Dairy Bar and homemade whoopie pies. Are you low on fuel? We offer gas, diesel, and propane too. The Eddington store, for more than your average convenience store. We look forward to seeing you.
Well, if you couldn't get your hands on Taylor Swift's Eras Tour tickets, some fans who already attended are selling some bizarre items to make you feel like you were also there. Taylor Swift concert goers are using eBay and Facebook Marketplace to sell items from the shows they went to, but it won't come cheap. One user is selling 50 pieces of confetti for $55 on eBay. That's more than $1 a piece. While Taylor Swift's official website lists a rain poncho for $10, one fan is selling theirs for $150, and it's already used. They say, quote, it has the same rain on it that fell on Taylor Swift herself. Sounds a little extreme, but those are some dedicated fans right there.
I think Swifties are some of the most dedicated out there for sure. Meanwhile, rapper Fetty Wap has been sentenced to 6 years in prison for drug trafficking. He was part of a bi-coastal operation that distributed cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and crack to parts of Long Island and New Jersey. Fetty, real name William Jr. Maxwell II, pleaded guilty in August to conspiracy to distribute and possess cocaine. According to prosecutors, the hip-hop star was a redistributor for the trafficking ring. The 31-year-old was best known for his hit 2015 song, Trap Queen.
Well, the music world has lost an icon. Tina Turner is being remembered for the impact she made throughout her life and her storied career. According to a statement from the Associated Press, Turner died Tuesday after a long illness. She passed away in her home in Switzerland. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
What's love got to do with it? Legendary singer Tina Turner has died at the age of 83. Turner's official Instagram announced her passing and stated, with her music and her boundless passion for life, she enchanted millions of fans around the world and inspired the stars of tomorrow. The queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner, was born Anna Mae Bullock in 1939. She started her music career in the 1950s. In 1956, she met Ike Turner. They married in 1962, performed as the Ike and Tina Turner Revue, and in 1971 released their version of Proud Mary, which won a Grammy. While in the spotlight with their music, Tina later shared her story about the abusive marriage she endured over the years. In 1976, Tina left Ike and they were divorced in 1978. Tina Turner's solo career took her to superstardom in the 1980s, including the album Private Dancer and hits like What's Love Got to Do with It and We Don't Need Another Hero. Tina shared the story of her life and career and surviving domestic abuse in her 1986 memoir, I, Tina, My Life Story. The book was the inspiration for the 1993 movie What's Love Got to Do with It, starring Angela Bassett. A Broadway show about her life, Tina, the Tina Turner musical, debuted in 2018.
It hurts to have to remember those times.
Most recently, the icon was the subject of the 2021 HBO documentary, Tina.
You're simply the best.
Over the course of Tina Turner's career, she won 8 Grammy Awards, sold more than 150 million records worldwide, was honored at the Kennedy Center in 2005, and she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
Healing Hands Massage in Hamden provides professional massage services tailored specifically for our clients. Healing Hands Massage offers a variety of different massage techniques and services. Healing Hands Massage also offers spa services such as facials, body scrubs, and paraffin wax for the hands and feet. Are you looking for a day of relaxation? Healing Hands Massage offers outstanding packages at reasonable rates. Whether you're looking for relief from chronic pain, stiffness, or just want to treat yourself to a day of relaxation, Healing Hands Massage is the place for you.
Detail 207, an average guy with the knowledge and skills to fully detail your vehicle. From cars and trucks to big rigs and motorcycles, we detail it all. If it has wheels and it isn't as clean as you'd like it to be, give me a call and we'll set up an appointment today. 659-2995.
Shine on a dime with your average guys at Detail 207.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
Saturdays. Baseball's best are showing out. Swing and a drive! Fox Saturday Baseball all season long.
Happy Wednesday and welcome back, my friends. Our Maine weather today is brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studios in Penobscot Plaza in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. All right, folks, what an overcast day out there today, but we're not going to be in this type of weather scene for long. Much, much nicer weather is just a couple of days away. Today, though, different story. Overcast pretty much all day, and now a couple of showers really starting to pick up in intensity from north to south. Everyone's getting in on some rain. Moderate to even heavy rain at times, especially in those yellow, darker bands of rain. Even down by Boston, New York's getting in on a little bit of rain. The Yankees game is a little bit delayed out there, but yes, of course, big changes are coming. Much warmer air will be returning, and we will be dry for a good amount of time. Now, a couple of showers in the west, Billings into the Denver area. Down south, Florida's actually getting in on some thunderstorms out there. We're going to see a couple of showers overnight, some moderate showers at times. Overall, though, by those morning hours, we're looking at some scattered rain showers, maybe a couple of sprinkles still lingering into the day on Thursday, and then finally we'll start to clear on up by Friday. We're looking at maybe a quarter of an inch of rain still to come, maybe half an inch in some spots, especially the most eastern part of the state. The coast, though, not too bad. This might be slightly underdoing it in Machias, but we're looking at overall around a quarter of an inch of rain still to come. It is a bit breezy outside, though. Winds are starting to die down now. The coast pretty much has no wind at the moment here in town. We're looking at just a light 6-mile-an-hour breeze, wind gusts closer to 10 miles per hour, so nothing to really worry about there with that wind blowing around the rain. But tomorrow, different story. Winds will start to pick up slightly, still not too gusty, but we're looking at wind gusts close to 25, maybe 30 miles an hour in some spots. But let's talk about these temperatures now. We have some really hot air in the center part of the country, just up north, Chicago, Wisconsin. Pretty chilly, some well below average temperatures here in town. Of course, once again, we were well below average, but this is not going to last for long. We're going to get a ridge moving on in, and temperatures will significantly rise. Our average high should be closer to 70 degrees. Look what happens by Sunday, 83. Then Memorial Day, big day. We're looking at 80s down the board, so perfect timing. Mother Nature knows exactly when to bring all those nice, I'd say, beach weather at that. Tonight, though, not so much. 43 degrees, we're looking at rain will be in the area with a light breeze out of the northwest. Tomorrow, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies for the most part. A couple of scattered rain showers. Temperatures well below average, only in those mid-50s. Our extended forecast outlook does get much nicer. Temperatures starting to rise back into the 80s with lots of sunshine. Beth?
And now 80s.
Yeah, it's going to be a really hot stretch. And it's not just one day. It's going to be sticking around.
Yeah.
But I think the timing of those warmer temperatures is perfect.
Bar none.
Yeah, a lot of people taking time off this weekend, and it's going to really be enjoying that.
2 thumbs up. We hope everybody enjoys the hot temperatures.
Indeed.
All right.
Well, sports is coming up next. Stay with us.
Sitting outside for your morning coffee, the sounds of the birds and the feeling of that warm breeze around you. Hey, this is what summer is all about. Enjoy it now and get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the outdoors at Jordan's.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty.
Lease a Tucson for $249 a month or get 0% APR for 36 months or $750 bonus cash. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
come stop by Triple S Tag Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground, Odland Road, Bangor.
It's an out-of-this-world competition like you've never seen.
12 celebrities embarking on daring missions.
Stars on Mars, launching Monday, June 5th.
On Fox.
Grilling and playing yard games, stories and s'mores around the fire pit. Soak up every minute of the season with your friends and family. Enjoy it now and get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the fun at Jordan's.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Herman Motor Company. Whether you're looking for a new vehicle or to have your current vehicle serviced or detailed, Herman Motor Company has it all.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with some basketball and some good news to report. The Celtics are heading back to Boston, not for locker room cleanup, but for Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Facing a sweep in Game 4, Boston had their backs against the wall and answered with their best game of the series. But that's not saying too much, right? The Celtics trailed at half, but went on a huge run in the third and took care of business in the fourth. 25 of Jason Tatum's 33 points came in that second half, and now they have a little momentum. They've gotten the victory on the road and can make it a 3-2 series with a home win Thursday. For now, they're just happy with the way that the team responded.
We take it one game at a time. You know, we understand, the odds are stacked against us. But we're a team that believes in us no matter what, and we just got to keep going, and all that matters is the next game.
I think we just have to settle down a little bit. We saw a couple go in, and, we started to play free. We were getting stops, getting out in transition. The ball was popping, and it was just finding guys.
Okay, let's move on to some baseball now. Husson Baseball recently saw their 2023 campaign come to an end, but not before making program history. And as our Tyler Cruz reports, the Eagles built a culture where they've come to expect seasons like this one.
We play Husson Baseball, we can play with anybody in the country, and we certainly proved that here the past couple of years.
Things are changing a little bit for Husson Baseball.
We're certainly excited about the future and, what we've developed here.
Over the weekend, the Eagles took a 5-2 win over Tufts University in the regional round, winning an NCAA tournament game in consecutive seasons for the first time in program history.
It's certainly special. Obviously, it still stings, I think, with being how close we really were, to moving on and winning another game and getting into a regional final. But I think something, as the weeks go on and it settles in, something you're certainly going to be proud of, and proud of this group for that.
After the victory, the Eagles went on to take the regional champ Wheaton College to 13 innings, with the game being decided by just a few inches.
It's kind of luck in weird ways, we would have won 2 games if, ground ball is 6 inches to the left, and that's kind of when baseball's, great, it's great. When it's not, it's not.
Now, reaching the regional round is something they've come to expect recently. Since 2019, they've competed in every NAC championship game, but that culture wasn't built overnight.
Once it kind of started to happen and it started to click, now it's, what our guys expect in that locker room. And, something that won't really change here anytime soon with me being here.
While Husson bids farewell to some very important seniors, they also boast a strong group of freshmen and sophomores. Freshman Hunter Curtis, NAC Rookie of the Year, and Keegan Sear, the tournament MVP, as well as sophomore pitchers Connor Abood and Matt Wallingford, both first-team All-Conference.
I think some of the older guys who have been here now, been in a regional 3 times, and now we have some younger guys who have got to experience that. A lot of freshmen who played in some really big games here the last couple of weeks. I think it just gives you confidence.
And if you want to know what's next, it might be something you've heard before.
Keep playing Husson Baseball. We don't really try to do a lot of different things. We're not going to change what we do. We're just going to go out and maximize our time here.
In Bangor, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7 Fox 22 Sports.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Now let's stay on the diamond for some high school action. After Ellsworth baseball dropped a tough one against Old Town Saturday, the Maroon and Gray tried to change things against George Stevens Academy on Wednesday. Ellsworth winners of 4 out of 5, GSA looking for 3 in a row. Bottom 4, Husson leading 4-1. GSA's Sal Lorio goes 1-2-3 in style, striking out the side to keep the lead at 3. Top 5 now. Ellsworth's Dawson Curtis says, right back at ya. He does the same to the 3 GSA Eagles he sees in the half inning. He was the man in this one. More from him later. Bottom 6 now. Wyatt Bragdon drills one into left center. Curtis is going to score from second to make it 6-1 Ellsworth. And finally, top 7. The end game to a complete game. 1 run, 13 strikeout, 110 pitch performance by the freshman Dawson Curtis. What an outing by the superstar. Ellsworth gets the one they wanted, and they win 6-1. Okay, let's move over across campus. Ellsworth softball facing GSA Wednesday as well. Bottom 1 with 2 runners in scoring position. GSA's Alyssa Ladd gets Jaden Sullivan to swing and miss. They get the force out at first to end the inning. Top 2 now. Some clean defense from Ellsworth here. Corinna Walden skies one to center, but Alec Bivens comes on and says, "That is mine." Such a great catch. Next batter, Maddie Damon jets one up the middle. That's when Aaliyah Manning sprawls out and gets it to first for the out to end the inning. Nice to have a friend to help out. Bottom 2nd, Anna Stevens is going to ground out here, but Paige Johnson comes in to score as Ellsworth strikes first. Bottom 3, 2-0 now. Hannah Wagstaff adds another as she nails one to left. Morgan Duhame comes across to make it 3-0. Ellsworth goes on to take this one 4-0. And finally, boys lacrosse over at Cameron. John Bapps going up against Bangor Wednesday. First quarter, Bangor's Cole Mazzy to Phil Moscone, and he lets it rip into the back of the net. Ball almost looked invisible. It's 1-0. Later, Bangor leads 2-1. John Bapps' Will Cashman takes it from X, and he cashes in here as we now have a tie ball game. But just 15 seconds later, here come the Rams. Josh Ryan to Mazzy. Bottom shelf with the bounce. Bangor leads 3-2. To the second quarter, Rams still on top. Here's Michael Moscone to Mazzy to Richie Trotting close as he scores. Rams roll in this one, and they win 19-5. Well, it's time to go now. That's all we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back after the break.
Tonight's Stock Report is brought to you by Loring Outdoors. We are looking for committed workers to build one-of-a-kind pack baskets. Head on over to loringoutdoors.com.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
Summer is here, and with a new Toyota, you can do all your favorite beach activities, like spikeball, whitewater rafting, shrimp boils, wade fishing, or hanging with the locals. You can say that again.
You could save up to $1,200 with affordable 3.99% financing on an all-wheel drive Camry. And every Camry comes with 2 years, no-cost maintenance and more.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Are you considering buying a new home? A home inspection is a major step in the home buying process. Knowing the current condition of your future home is very important. From simple DIY repairs to major issues that could cost thousands down the road. Not only can TJ inspect your property, but he is also a licensed contractor. Give him a call today at 210-5000 for a free inspection quote.
We're lucky to live in Maine. We have a wealth of natural resources, hardworking people, and time for the things that matter. Mechanical Services is all about Maine, with energy efficiency that protects our environment and helps businesses grow. Preventive maintenance and energy solutions that save money. How Maine is that? Mechanical Services. We're everywhere you are in Maine.
Did you know that it's possible to prevent colorectal cancer with regular screening?
I almost skipped my colonoscopy because I had something more important to do. But my friend said, you've got to go.
Today, you have options for colon cancer screening. Ask your provider which test is right for you.
I was lucky. They caught my cancer early enough to treat it successfully.
If you're 50 or older, ask your provider about colon cancer screening or visit screenmaine.org.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
Tempest, Sunday at 3 Eastern on Fox.
Welcome back. A group of nurses from Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center have taken their passion for caring from the hospital to the kitchen. Our Matthew Jurancic explains.
When nurses at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center's intensive care unit are not caring for their patients, they still find time to give back to the community in other ways. Once a month, a group of nurses from the ICU volunteer their time and skills at the Bangor Salvation Army's Dorothy Day Soup Kitchen.
It's very humble to be here today. It gives us some sort of promise to our communities so that we can help them in their times of need.
These hardworking nurses help make meals for those who are homeless or experiencing food insecurity.
We prepare the food and we deliver it to numerous people who come that have this food insecurity, many of which range from older age to very young, which has touched our hearts tremendously.
Bangor Salvation Army Community Liaison Christy Clark says she is very grateful for the effort put in by nurses and others who take time to give back.
Even an hour of volunteer time is important here. We depend highly on the village around us, including the ICU nurses that come and help prepare these meals and serve the community. Without these amazing groups you see behind me making the meal and helping us do it, it would be very hard, near impossible, to put out the numbers that we do.
Clark says anyone interested in volunteering should call the Bangor Salvation Army at 941-2990 or visit their website. In Bangor, Matthew Jurancic, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, finally tonight, Maine's Army National Guard has a busy schedule ahead. They will be involved in 6 community service projects of various sizes as part of their annual training season in June. Officially termed Innovative Readiness Training, or IRTS, the projects have been a long-standing staple in the Maine National Guard's annual training, particularly for engineering and transportation units. Those projects include the rehabilitation of an aging industrial park in Millinocket to help establish a new commerce center there, and helping to establish 2 crew quarters for the Appalachian Trail in Skowhegan. They will also help rehabilitate property and historical structures at Lake George Regional State Park. So just invaluable work going on there, and once again, great attention being paid to the infrastructure that supports our natural resources.
Yeah, just a number of projects that are going to have benefits that for the state of Maine and the people who enjoy those areas as well.
Absolutely. Alrighty, folks, well, that is going to do it for us from everybody here at Fox 22. Take care and have a great night.
Good night, everyone.